4 British tourists are feared dead after a £14 million super yacht was reportedly hit by a tornado before sinking off the coast of Sicily. The body of a man on board the doomed yacht has already been found as the frantic hunt for the remaining 6 survivors continues. The yacht is believed to have been flooded by water after a tornado off the coast of Porticello near Palermo just before 5 AM local time on Monday morning. A 1-year-old British girl was rescued by her mother in the sea before being rushed to hospital by emergency crews in a lifeboat. Helicopters, divers, patrol boats and firefighters are all continuing to help with the desperate search of the wreckage. A man's body was tragically found alongside the shipwreck by divers. It is still unclear which nationality the man was from, with 2 US holidaymakers and a Canadian also missing after the 160-foot vessel was struck by violent winds and rain overnight. The cook, who was part of the crew on the luxury travel ship, is still missing as well. At least 15 people were saved by Coast Guards, patrol boats, firefighters and local fishermen as the captain reported the horror ordeal. The youngest on board was a 1-year-old baby who was rushed to the nearby Children's Hospital of Palermo. Her mother said she lost hold of the young Brit in the sea before managing to find her again and get her to safety. 7 other survivors are still in hospital receiving treatment. Officials have provided the 14 people with clothing and aid. Helicopters are still patrolling the coastal region as the search continues. An expert team of divers have already been able to locate the hole where they've discovered the man's body, Italian media says. It was discovered 160 feet below the water on the seabed, around half a mile from the coast. Sicily is currently under a serious weather warning for strong winds. Almost all of the 22 passengers and crew on board are said to have been inside their cabins in their rooms when the weather took a turn for the worse. Many of the terrified passengers managed to escape their rooms before being forced to enter the sea.
And this morning we got this very strong orkan gust, and we had to start the engine to keep the ship in an anchor position, and we watched the ship behind us not to touch them. And we managed to keep the ship in position, and after the storm was over, we noticed that the ship behind us was gone. And then we saw a red flare. So my first mate and I went to the position, and we found this life raft drifting.
But anything inside?
With 15 people inside.
15 people
15
inside.
people inside. 4 people injured, 3 heavy injured. And we brought them to our ship. And then we communicated with the Coast Guard, and after some time the Coast Guard came, and later they picked the injured people, and when we 2 hours later they picked up the other.
The yacht was said to have started to sink just off the shoreline with its anchor still down. Local cruiser fishermen quickly spotted the ship and managed to help raise the anchor along with 2 other sailing vessels. Citizens from New Zealand, Sri Lanka, Ireland and France were also on board alongside the British nationals. The group is said to have been on holiday in Sicily at the time. A shocked witness claims the vessel's mast was torn apart by the tornado before it was knocked off balance, where it started to fill with water.